I guess the argument that's been posited is that for procedurally, because because developers need to make a presentation as one whole part and be heard as one whole part, so that legally, when a decision gets made afterwards by the board, if there's an appeal or some sort of legal response, that that the developer's presentation has been presented as one whole complete package without any interruption from the public. That the public's commentary comes in at a certain point before a final decision is made. Is, judging by your experience with legal matters, do you think that that's something that can holds water? Do you think that's something that maybe there should be different procedures adopted that can still respect, I guess, quote unquote, the right of the developer, balancing that out with the public's right to be heard and participate in the process?
Yes. I mean, look, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not, able to give legal advice on that. But do I think that we should get legal advice on that? Definitely. That should be something that the town lawyer advises P&Z on. And also, I think sometimes we can feel like we exist in a bubble, but we don't. We can look at what our neighboring towns do, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe at least in New Canaan allows for public comment for some of these matters. So if other towns are doing that and allowing for public comment, and it's all working well, why couldn't we replicate that in Wilton? And you're right, maybe there's a procedure where the actual proposal, because it needs to be done all without interruption, happens just for P&Z, and then before any decisions are made, it's opened to public comment. I know what you're saying. They're worried that a developer, right? They're worried a developer, if their application is declined, could sue and say that, we were influenced by public comment. But I mean, I don't know exactly how that works, but in my understanding, there are already regulations and criteria. So either the plan meets those or it doesn't, right? I guess the gray area is in, if it doesn't meet the current criteria, would we want to amend or, give an exception? So I don't think we're legally obligated to. Again, this is just me thinking it out.
Right.
It would be something to get legal advice on, I
Right.
would think.
I hear you.
I'm not sure why they haven't.
I imagine that
Cost. I'm assuming it's cost, but yeah.
well, I imagine that they have, but just in terms of what kind of philosophy you will bring to it if you're on the commission.
Yeah.
So maybe